I salute. You're now rocking with Ty Black, you know, hip hop artist and activist. So actually, I'm dropping an album called New Civil Rights Movement. By the time you see this video, it should be out already on Bandcamp. So just add me on Facebook, Ty Blizzy Black, and all the links will be right there. But yeah, this New Civil Rights album is like, it's right on time, you know, and it's the season for it. And even before everything really started jumping off and getting highlighted within our communities, if you check the music that I was doing, it was already leading up to this. So it's like, I know I have to be the one to deliver this message. And I have a real controversial song on there that you definitely want to check out. Because see, with this movement, we have to finish the fight that Martin and Malcolm and the Panthers and the Nation of Islam started. So in finishing that fight, we gotta finish up on some loose ends, you know, with leaders like Al Sharpton. You know, he's been around for so long, and Martin Luther King days. If by now you didn't figure out how to get us any justice, then your system doesn't work and you don't show any signs of trying to upgrade or change it. So that's one aspect. Or the other aspect is you really don't want justice for us. You're really not working to get that. You know, either way, whatever his agenda is not good. So I have a song on the album called Fuck Al Sharpton. Straight like that. And so it's just basically fuck Al Sharpton and any other people that might be like him that are infiltrators. So, you know, we don't need that in this new civil rights movement. So yeah. So as far as the rallies are concerned, you know, I don't know when you're gonna see this video, but February 1st, we the people proclaim that to be Malcolm X Day, being that he doesn't have an official day. Now normally they'll try to make a day around the person's birthday, but I say we need to make it more powerful for him. So February 1st is the first day of Black History Month. So we're gonna celebrate that as his day. And on February 1st, we'll be marching from 125th Street in Adam Clayton down to the Audubon Ballroom where he was murdered. And we'll just, you know, represent for him. You know, his spirit will be there with us, and we'll also be representing for the movement with the victims of police brutality. Like we have Nicholas Haywood. He's coming to represent for his son who was murdered by the cops, you know, in a similar manner to Akai Gurley. So we'll have a couple of people out too. So what else? February 13th in East New York, we're doing a benefit event for the children of Akai Gurley, you know, which is Akila and her sister. So we'll have that. Add me on Facebook. All the links and flyers will be up there. And a little more long term, in May, we have a 3-city shutdown of Iggy Azalea. Now, you may know she's a white female rapper. And her song called Drugs, she has a lyric where she says, "I'm a runaway slave master." So when she was called out on the lyric, she apologized. But however, she's a grown woman, like a grown ass woman. So you know what you saying when you say something like that, and you only apologizing because you were called out. Well, the only apology that we're accepting is for you to drop your mic. Now, you know, hip hop needs a full cleanup, and during this new civil rights movement, we're going to be handling all of that. But as far as hip hop is concerned, we starting with her. So May 7th, we're shutting her down at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. May 8th, we're shutting her down in Jersey. And then May 10th, we're shutting her down in Philly. So, you know, again, I'm mostly on Facebook. You know, I got Twitter, Instagram, all that. But usually I'm on Facebook so you could get all the updates from there and get involved. Like, you don't want to be one of those people that just sit back and wait for people to fight for stuff and you just reap the benefits after it's done. You know, I even had some people out here saying, oh, protest doesn't do anything. But you sitting here reaping the benefits of protest. You sitting on the front of the bus because people boycotted and protest. You go in a sneaker store and you try on your sneakers because people protest for that. There was a time where black people had to draw the outline of their foot on a piece of paper and bring it into the store, and that's how the store people knew what shoe size they had. So study your history and know what the protest is important for. Right now, what we use it for is to keep the conversation going. You know, people have a short attention span. So being out in the streets constantly like this keeps the dialogue open on there. Not only that, it strengthens the unity. You know, we meet each other. You know, from there we're doing benefit events. From there we're gonna do petitions. From there we're seeking to get change made, and we're keeping an eye on this justice system. You know, because it hasn't been working in our favor. So we're really paying attention now to what's going on, particularly with the Kai Gurley case. The DA from Brooklyn, Kim Thompson, he's, you know, handling that. So he seems a bit radical, and I have faith in his his approach. So, you know, he's a black man, so it's like taking care of his own. But you do get Uncle Tom's here and there, but we don't get the feel from him on that. So we're hoping to see a difference with Akai and for it to make change, you know, the legal way. If we can't get it the legal way, that's not going to stop us. We're going to get our justice. One way or another, we're going to break down this system. So, New Civil Rights Movement, the album, on Bandcamp. So go to bandcamp.com, type that in, or you can add me on Facebook, Ty Blizzy Black. You get the link from there. Follow me on Twitter, Queen_Blizzy. You'll get the link on there, or you can follow me on Instagram, Ty Blizzy, and the link will be in my bio. Now, with this album, I have some unreleased records on there. Of course, you know, we have the Fuck Out Sharpton, Daryl Kyla, and another joint too, a couple more. But I also have the loose singles that I've been dropping throughout the months on there. So like, Who Taught You to Hate Yourself? You could find that video on YouTube. Killer Cops, you can find that video on YouTube as well. So, you know, definitely check for that. And definitely cop that album because it's a good purchase. And on top of that, some of the proceeds will go to Kyla Gurley, because I got the Dear Kyla record on there. So the sales from that record goes to her. So yeah, definitely, you know what I'm saying? The queen is here. Ty Black. First things first, it's a difference between a house nigga and a runaway slave. Runaways killed they masters. I just took a note off their page. I'm blowing the herb and burning the sage. It's on sight. The lion not in the cage. You should have learned the head. The fifth element of hip hop is knowledge. You should have known the ledge. Now you getting kicked off the cliff. You made your own bed, swore you was a master and shit. You hung your own head. See, I done mastered this shit. You about to learn, bitch. The spirit of runaways like Nat Turner, you done brung them up. In layman's terms, you fuck. See, you ain't the only one running them up, but we starting with you. Cleaning hip hop up. And that's directly to Iggy Azalea. You said you are a runaway slave master. So, do you really understand what a runaway slave is? You know, I think you should go and do some research on your Nat Turners and Harriet Tubmans. You know, that's the spirit and the type of people that you calling on. Not them house niggas like T.I. that you used to.